I am back with episode 4 to 8. Let me tell you something. I was so nervous yesterday. I didn't know what I was doing. I was fumbling. I was saying things that were all over the place, but I feel like I am now grounded and I'm a little bit less nervous, if I may say, but I still am nervous. And I wondered how that first video will do. There are no views. So I guess it's doing pretty great. I mean, the numbers are speaking for themselves. Yuri is a mind fuck. It's a show that I would describe as an 8-year-old man's wet dream. I don't know if I've mentioned this in the first part, but that's what I think. Or maybe a propaganda promoting conservativity or conservatism, if that's a word. Listen, there's nothing wrong with being conservative, but there's everything wrong forcing your beliefs onto other people, which is the problem with the whole show, and also Yuri's character, which is supposed to be pure and ordinary, normal, or whatever normativity is. So I had to get it out there that I fucking hate Yuri. I dislike her and this whole conservative thingy. I hate it. I dislike it. And also, I had to use words that are derogatory, and I use them in the sense of what the show has said, so you can understand the gravity of the situation. It's not my thoughts. My thoughts are the ones where I was talking shit about Yuri. And also the wannabe idol boyfriend. Yeah. So let me jog your memory. We have 5 characters. Let's start with the 2 main characters. We have Yuri, who is suffering from stalkers. She has been having a stalker for quite some time. The person has been terrorizing her, and she had to move to another apartment complex, a free one. She's a university student. She's broke, and a university only has 1 bench. So that's when she's reunited with her primary school classmates who still keeps her pink strawberry panties till date. Kyra, we have the 2 friends, Tomimo and Shiho, backstabbing friends. They're flirting with her boyfriend. Well, I don't know what the relationship status is. I've said it. He has more chemistry with himself than he does with his girlfriend. And also, not only does he flirt with her friends, he also flirts with other girls. But as Yuri said, it's a Pandora box. If you don't open it, you don't see what's inside.
What? Bro, what are you talking about, man?
So let's get into episode 4. By the way, did I mention that we are talking about Yuri or another? Yeah, we are talking about that, bitch. Episode 4. So in episode 3, the ending, we had the mysterious person going to visit Professor Fuo at the hospital, and the mysterious person said that, I know that you're the perpetrator. And that's how the episode ended. So episode 4, the mysterious person is asking the professor, why did you do that? So we go into a whole sub story. I mean, all pervs, all stalkers, they are like a product of their environment. Okay, we can't really blame them for the crimes that they did. Even the serial killers, it's not their fault, it's their upbringing. Okay, they have every right to have a villain arc, as they say in animes. So let's get into the professor's sad story. So as I mentioned, when he got, shortly after getting married, the wife got into a car accident and she's been in a vegetative state. and she has been staying in the hospital for quite some time, and he has been holding on that glimmer of hope that one day she's going to wake up. So another thing that I didn't mention about the professor, because I knew that there's like a portion of the episode that is dedicated to him, is that he is a new professor at Yuri's university. So he just transferred there. So that's when he met Yuri. Yuri was like this bright person, and that's what made him to feel attracted to her. That's what made him feel gravitated to her. And at first it was like, okay, I need to contain these feelings that I'm having for this girl, because obviously they're not good and I still love my wife. And he was like, yeah, it was okay, I was able to suppress them, but it really got bad to the point that I started stalking her. It was a little bit of stalking. I wasn't doing much, I was not doing anything to harm her. And then it went on, I became more obsessive. I started sending her gifts. Like, it was supposed to be harmless. The gifts are like, you know, being a fan of her, like fans do with their idols. Duh. I mean, you send your favorite idol teddy bears, it's the same thing. He just has too much admiration for Yuri. So does Yuri have. They, they really like each other, honestly. I'm sorry. So he became obsessed. He just wanted to see Yuri regularly. He was like, in his mind, he felt like him and Yuri had some sort of connection. And then he was like, because Yuri has this purity around her, he is seeking salvation through her. Listen, I don't give a fuck. I don't care if your wife is in a vegetative state, but stalking someone, sending them dildos, used condoms, and running them over with the bike is something crazy. Nothing can justify that. Even your dead wife cannot justify that. He says he he says he's like emotionally, mentally, financially, and sexually exhausted. So he has this pent up anger that he doesn't know what to do with it. And even the stalking or sending gifts to Yuri is not enough. He feels like he cannot longer control himself. He feels like he's going to do something to Yuri. And guess what the mysterious person says? The mysterious person says, you know what? I don't blame you for what you have done. I actually sympathize with you. I understand it. You had a rough time, and I feel like you're a strong person. You have gone through this. You are going to rise from this like a phoenix. And I was like, that is a disrespect to a phoenix, bitch. Listen, one of my mottos in life that I lived by is that I will always rise from the ashes like a phoenix. And to compare that creep to a phoenix is fucking crazy. It pisses me off. Yeah, the mysterious person goes on to say that, listen, it's wrong that you are following Yuri and do that. You don't do that to someone you claim to love, which is love. What love? I'm sorry. I'm trying to compose myself so I can tell you the rest of the story, but this is fucking bullshit. It's crazy, it's nonsensical, and I am finding it hard to take it seriously. Then the mysterious person says that you know what, leave Yuri alone. She's a good person, she's innocent. But I have been on the dark side. I know how the world works, and I know all the ropes and all of that. So if you have any anger, please take it out on me, because Yuri is my best friend. So that's if you couldn't tell already who that mysterious person is, it's obviously Kyra. Kyra is so sharp. That's why I love her. She doesn't trust people and she's very, very smart, which makes her one of my favorite characters, even though she has creepy tendencies, which is something we're going to talk about at the end of this whole ride. So now we are getting into the main topic of this story. Remember when I said that it likes to be pretentious? At its core, it tries to be educative. Like each episode, they're trying to teach us about something. So this episode, we are going to be taught about S&M, BDSM, bitch. Except we are going to be focusing on S&M, sadist and masochist. I swear I practiced saying the word masochist and I was like, fuck. I'm going to fumble this video up if I don't know how to pronounce that word. So why is it that we're talking about this? I don't know. It came out of nowhere. Oh, no, I'm kidding. It was a Kangal. It started with a Kangal, and Kyra was saying that, oh, this Kangal. Oh, it was Yuri. Yuri said the Kangal smells like nice. It reminds her of a beautiful day, a beautiful summer's day. She's trying to sound like Shakespeare, which is not. So Kyra is like, you know what? Other people use Kangals for. And Yuri is like, what? And Kyra says, yeah, they use Kangals for pleasure. And Yuri is shocked. Remember, Yuri is pure. She doesn't know anything about the world. Okay? Very pure. And then we go on a spiel that, okay, Kyra used to work at an S&M club, and that's when she learned about BDSM. She learned about how to do the things, the ropes of it and all of that. And Yuri is so judgmental throughout this conversation. And at this point, I was fucking pissed off, because you're judging people for being gay, you're judging people for having sad childhoods, you're judging people for being divorced, you're judging people for working at S&M clubs. She had to make a living. Her mother is a sophisticated bitch, as Kara will say. By the way, she does call her mother a sophisticated bitch. Listen, I would call my mother a sophisticated bitch if she behaved like one. So, this episode, oh my god, yeah. So, they're telling us all the role. Oh, and they go on telling us what Yuri means. I've already told you what Yuri means. It's basically a genre where basically in mangas, but now it has broadened into shows and animes. It's a genre where women, and focusing on a woman to woman relationship, basically sapphic romance, lesbian romance, aka lesbian or bisexual romance, something like that. So they talk about how some writers are creeps. This is unnecessary information. I don't even know why I am mentioning it to you. Listen, what happens in this episode really pisses me off. It really does piss me off. So we have this simultaneous scene. We have Yuri we're Yuri with Kyra's boss, and we have on the other side we have Kyra and Professor Four having dinner. So let's start with Yuri because Yuri really pissed me off. So she ran into Kyra's boss at the grocery store, which they often go to. And guess what she said to the boss? I'll give you a minute to guess. She went on to tell the boss about Kyra's childhood and how she used to be a junior idol. Unwarranted, by the way. Literally unwarranted. Nobody asked her. The boss didn't ask her anything, and he was taken aback, like, what the fuck? Why are you telling me about her childhood? And she was like, yeah, I want you to be patient with her and understand her. And the boss is like, yeah, well, it's pretty sad. And listen, the boss is a nice guy. He's better than me. I would have called her out on a bullshit like, okay, this is your friend, but you're crossing a major boundary here by telling me about your friend's past. She's not even ashamed. She's like, okay, Kyra likes you. Do you like her? And the boss is like, I've always got a feeling that Kyra doesn't like men. She likes women. And Yuri's like, what? No, she's not an L. She couldn't be possibly be an L. No, she likes you, and I want my friend to have a happy life. I want her to have a husband and a child. And the boss is like, I only see her as a co-worker and I'm pretty much fine. And Yuri insists on the boss to sleep on it. Like, think about it. Maybe somewhere deep down you do have feelings for her. Pisses me off. Let's go back to the other scene since we have a simultaneous scene. So the professor and Kyra are having a discussion, and Kyra is like, we have had a session where you took out all of your anger on me. So can you please leave Yuri alone right now? And the professor is like, no, I'm not satisfied with this. I want something more. And Kyra is like, I have already given you more, honestly. And that more that I've given you has drained me. Side note, at this point, Kyra looks really pale. She has marks on her neck, right about here. Here, she has marks. She is always drinking. She has become a drunkard. Yeah, she is like drinking wine in the morning without eating. She's going through something, but we don't know what's wrong with her yet. I digress. So let's get back to the conversation. The professor says he wants more. And Kyra is like, what could you possibly want? And he mentions that he wants to commit a double with Yuri. Kyra is absolutely shocked. I was also shocked at this point. Everyone is shocked. I don't know. My demons, wherever they were sitting, and also my sleep paralysis demon, we were shocked. You want to commit what? And Kyra says that Yuri would never agree to commit double suicide with him. And Professor says, Yuri idolizes me. I'm aware of that. I know about that. And I can see it in her eyes that she's like seeing me as this you know Disney prince that is going to save a princess from, I don't know, man. I don't know how Yuri is wired, and I don't know how a character was supposed to be or to represent. But I think it was a major miss for me because I have no clue what that bitch thinks or not. No. So he said was going to convince Yuri to commit the double suicide, and since Yuri is such a gullible person, basically he's saying that Yuri is stupid and a nice victim, and she would definitely agree to commit double suicide with him. So I am so sorry. I'm trying to hold myself together, put myself together. Kara and Yuri, they both go home. We are in the next scene. It's in the morning. Yuri is going to school, and on her way out of her apartment, she sees the professor leaving Kyra's place. She's fucking pissed. She's pissed off. Her fantasy has been ruined. What do you mean the professor is going out of Kyra's apartment, adjusting his shirt, and also his tie? Definitely something has happened. It's not like they were playing games. They were playing, what is the game that people, Roblox or something? No. Maybe they were playing PlayStation with their clothes off. Who knows? She storms into the apartment, and before she can confront Kyra about what she basically saw, Kyra beats her to it and confronts her about telling her boss about her private life, basically. That was this one. I agree with Kyra. In fact, from the beginning, everything that happens, I agreed with Kyra because Kyra is the only logical person in the story. And she goes on to tell Yuri that she stepped a boundary that she shouldn't have stepped in. What she did aggravated her. Now everyone knows her business, and she's fucking pissed, bitch. I'm not even kidding you. She's pissed. And that's something we've never seen with Kyra's character. So far, we have seen her giggling, smiling through the pain, even though Yuri tends to say some ignorant stuff. She played it off and became like she'll always be sarcastic and stuff. But this time around, she was not. So Yuri apologized for that and said she had no ill intention. She just wanted them to be together. She wanted Kyra to have a happy life, the conservative way of living, being a housewife, have a husband, obviously, have kids, and live a happy life. And Kyra is like, I don't remember telling you that that's the life that I want. I don't want a husband. I don't want children. Listen, I do like children, but I'm afraid that I'm going to raise them the same way my mother has. And that broke my heart because it's true. According to statistics, don't quote me on this because that's what Kyra said and I didn't confirm it. But people tend to say it a lot. Children who were abused tend to abuse other people. So it happens. And this was so heartbreaking to hear because I understand it. I understand the fear she has against like having children of her own because of her own past that she hasn't dealt with. She hasn't like gone to see a psychologist, a shrink, whatever you call it. She hasn't done that. And honestly, even though she laughs it off and says that I have dealt with my past, I have dealt with my trauma, she hasn't actually. Her past still haunts her till date. And what makes it worse is that Yuri keeps reminding her about it. I'm sorry, I'm finding it. I really am. So Yuri again does the usual Yuri stupid things and say that no, you have to have kids and blah 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 blah. And then Kara just brushes it off and say that okay, Yuri, you are going to be the one who's going to have a child, and then we are going to raise that child together and be one happy family, because we all know that you're going to be a single parent. Let me tell you, that hearing single parent really made something turn in Yuri's head, because she was like, no, 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 it can't happen. I could never be a single parent. So that was so funny. It was a funny moment to me. It was, ooh. Okay, so I basically summarized episode 4 and 5 in one go, because I realized that the other things are just unnecessary, and I realized that what I said in part 1, most things were unnecessary. That's why that episode was so long. Listen, before I end episode 6, let me tell you my favorite line, which Yuri has said to the boss. I saw the episode. This whole show has so many iconic lines that I never knew I needed to hear in my entire miserable existence. I have never thought I needed this type of Einstein logic instilled in me. In fact, shoved in me. So let me tell you about it. Quote, Kyra hates men and Quote, Kyra hates men and she dislikes women, but she's a product of her environment, which is why her sexuality is messed up. But give it time, it's going to wear off. We already have a big issue with people not taking relationships between women to women. And seriously, I mean, I have heard so many men saying that if you're a lesbian, it doesn't count. Like, you're going to grow out of it, you're going to have a husband at the end, you're going to have a child, and that's living a fulfilling life by having a husband. So, being lesbian is nothing, it means nothing. Some people, when they're in relationships, and especially open relationships, they'll say that, oh, if it's with a girl, then it's not cheating. This conversation is getting tiring. It does. And let me tell you something, I did not prepare any notes to go deeper into this conversation, but I feel like so many people have talked about it and they did well, and I don't think I can top that. But if you want to know more, I can recommend you some people who basically their channels, they're talking about this whole issue that is in society. Let's go to episode 7. I'm fighting for my life every time I speak. It's like I'm being drained. Oh my god. Episode 7, Yuri has ended her friendship with Kyra because she, like, seeing Kyra with Professor Fua was like the crossing the line. It was a deal breaker to her, because now Kyra has broken this fantasy that she had, this unrealistic way of thinking, and she said that Kyra has gotten in the way of a true love story. Some childish bullshit. I don't know if this person is supposed to think like a 5-year-old or what. Honestly, if I was Kyra, I would distance myself from this person because she cannot think to save her life. What? So Kyra begs her to stay in the friendship. She says the only thing good that has happened in her life is having Yuri, and Yuri doesn't take that, and she says she's cutting ties with her forever. She removes the friendship ring and she throws it to Kyra and says, I am no longer your friend. And Kyra cries and all that, and it was pretty much sad, but I was like, Kyra, you have to get out of this friendship of yours. I need you to run away from that girl. She is no being mentally ill. No, it's an insult. She is. I can't find words to describe her, honestly. I just can't. I have limited vocabulary, so excuse me. I don't know every word in the dictionary. So the next morning, Kyra plays it off and behaves like her and Yuri are cool. She's, basically talking normal as they usually do. And Yuri is like, no, I'm not taking you back. And Kyra says, we are connected. We have soul ties. You are not getting rid of me that easily. That's it. That's how it goes. I don't know why I mentioned that part. No, it's because I'm trying to keep myself together, keep my cool together. That's why I have to mention unnecessary parts. Kyra is at work. Her boss realizes that there's something on her neck and she looks very pale and she's not walking straight and she loses her balance. The boss catches her and he's like, we need to go to a hospital. You don't look good. You might have anemia. And she's like, no, I can't go to the hospital. I can't. I beg you, don't take me to the hospital. The boss is obviously concerned. He's like, what is going on? And Kyra confesses to the boss that Professor Fua is the pervert which was stalking Yuri. And because she wanted Yuri to have a peace of mind and live a free life without being stalked, she offered herself in placement of Yuri. So when she said the professor should take out his anger on her, she meant it in the S&M thing. Remember episode 4 and 5? Not 4, I mean 5 and 6. The S&M thing. Yeah, he was basically whipping her. That's why we saw the marks on her neck. He was whipping the shit out of her. And also the candle thing, he was pouring those hot candle wax on her. So as a result of that, she became sick. So she doesn't go to the hospital. And I don't know why. I guess maybe they're going to ask what happened to her and it's going to be a big deal, but she didn't look too good. On the other side, Yuri runs into the most insufferable character in the show. And I thought no one can ever top Yuri on that. But we finally meet the sophisticated bitch. I swear that's what Kyra calls her, and I like it. It's a cool nickname. What can I say? Yuri has a bright idea. She decides to invite that woman over to her house since Kyra is still at work. Mind you, Kyra has made it clear so many times to Yuri that she hates her mother. Hate her mother. She blames her for the childhood she had. She blames her for how she turned out. She literally despises the sight of her. And Yuri was like, I don't give a fuck about that. Family is family. You need to forgive and forget. They go in, have some drinks. and they're talking for quite some time. They're getting along, and in Yuri's mind, she's like, this woman is not bad at all. She's a good person, and Kyra might be mistaken, and she needs to forgive her mother. Listen, one thing about narcissists is that they are very good with people. Trust me, they're good with people. But behind closed doors, they're fucking monsters. And that's what Kara's mother is. Kyra gets back from work, she sees them together, and she fucking loses it again. And she's like, Yuri, you know this. You know that I don't like her. I've set out this boundary. And then you have her here. And she feels betrayed. And Yuri's like, you are so mistaken, Kyra. Your mother is a good person. She loves you. You need to forgive and forget. In order to have a fulfilling life, you need to sort out your past and let go of the burdens that you have. She didn't mean to do what she did to you. We've talked about it, and she really regrets it, and she wants to build a relationship with you. Kyra, like at this point, she's dissociated from a bullshit. She's not hearing. She's not hearing it. She lives. She lives at there, and they don't talk. They don't. No, they don't. So the next morning, Yuri is leaving to go to a university, and she catches a glimpse of Kyra and her mother having some kind of argument, and Kyra takes out an envelope of cash and gives it to her mother. And Yuri is struck. She's there like, what is going on, right? So she goes to them, and snaps that, she snatches that envelope, and money comes out of the envelope, and she feels betrayed. She starts kissing Kyra's mother, and she even tells Kyra to cut ties with her mother, which Kyra does, because so far she hasn't been able to move on from her past. And honestly, I would say I can thank you for that. Honestly, Kyra had to cut that umbilical cord, because that whole was blood sucking her, honestly. But at the same time, I'm like, why do you feel so offended? Why do you feel betrayed? You have been warned about this person, and you still went ahead. And I swear this story is so frustrating to talk about. It has been pissing me off the whole week. In fact, for the whole month, I saw it a month ago, and I had to repeat it again so I can write a script on it. So the makeup, her and Kyra are friends, and at the end of the episode, I had to involve this because it's bizarre. At the end of the episode, Kyra sucks Yuri's toes because that's her period craving. Yeah, some of us crave sweet, some of us are moody, some of us crave salted food, some of us don't crave anything, but she craves toes when she's on her period. I swear that was literally funny. What the fuck? And Yuru was feeling it, to be honest. And I'm asking myself, where the fuck is the wannabe idol boyfriend? I mean, Yuri still likes to talk about the boyfriend as if like they're going to get married, but it's nowhere to be found. He's probably in another woman's bed as I'm speaking right now. Whew, finally, the last episode. I have been waiting for this one. This one is going to be heavily summarized because I just don't care about the other bullshit. I don't care. So remember Professor Ford's big idea of having a double suicide with Yuri? Oh, he meant it. He was not playing. He invited Yuri to his office, and then he poured something into Yuri's drink. She drank it, she fainted. The professor dragged her to the rooftop, and it was the whole thing. And Kyra kept calling Yuri, and she remembered the conversation with the professor, and then she called the wannabe idol boyfriend. Suddenly he's back into the picture, and I'm trying my best. So Kyra tells the boyfriend to look for Yuri, and she's like, this is such a big campus, where am I going to find Yuri? And Kyra tells him that, oh, go check at Professor Four to see if Yuri is there. Goes in there, he finds a cup on the floor, and he is like stressed out. He runs to the rooftop. That's where he finds the professor talking to Yuri. Yuri is still like unconscious, so he's mumbling some things to himself. And then he turns back and sees the wannabe idol boyfriend, and he says that, oh, I just found Yuri here. I think she has fainted. Please go and ask for help. And that moron literally left to ask for help. I'm sorry. And then he turned back, and that's when Professor Fawn knocks him out, and we have two unconscious people. So, seeing that Kyra can't make it to the school in time, her boss suggests a bright idea. Oh my god, I swear, I love her boss. They go to the hospital. When they're at the hospital, they call Professor. They call Professor for, and they ask him where Yuri is. And he tells them that Yuri is unconscious. They're about to do the double suicide together. He's going to be freed from this world and the troubles this world has caused him. And he's talking a lot of things that I was, at this point, I also dissociated myself. So now the stakes are getting higher, because the boss, Kyra's boss, is like, listen, I'm with Kyra here. She's holding I don't know what those machines are, but basically what is saying that if you kill Yuri, we are going to kill your wife too. We're going to unplug the machine supplying oxygen to her brain, and she's going to die. We are never going to hear of her again. And Professor Four starts to panic, like, no, please don't kill my wife. I will stop what I'm doing. Just don't kill my wife. I promise I'll leave Yuri as long as you leave my wife alone. So Kara is like, no, let's talk to Yuri. And that's when Yuri gains her consciousness, and she takes the phone, and then Kyra immediately fills her in about Professor Four being her stalker and all of that Kyra had to do to protect her. And then Yuri snaps, and this is supposed to be a beautiful cinematic moment where this pure girl has to get out of her purity, right? Out of that moth turning into a butterfly. And she's like, I wish. It was embarrassing, honestly. She started yelling at the professor, you fucking pig, you're garbage. Oh, I hate you. Even her insults are like fifth grade level insults, and the professor is shocked by this, and he's like, what happened to my Yuri? You are cursing? My Yuri would never curse. And he gets scared, and he runs off and goes to the hospital. And listen, the episode ends with Yuri and Kyra saying that they are going to be best friends forever, and they interlock fingers. Done. I am so done. Listen, this pisses me off because I don't know if this show was intending on critiquing the pretentious nature of other GL shows, or it was making a parody of itself. I am leading with the letter. This, like, I don't know what the writer it intended to do with this show, because whatever they were trying to do, it failed miserably. Because the only message I got from this show is that the only reason you are lesbian is because you were traumatized as a child, and that is not a good message you want to to send to a lot of users who consume LGBTQ plus shows. This is not how to write a queer show. It's horrendous writing, it's a lazy writing. Let's talk about Yuri. Yuri is such a fucking annoying character. This whole thing of her being, this obsession of a character being pure is driving me crazy, because there is no such thing as a pure person. Sorry, there isn't. The only character I like in this show, I've said it so many times, is Kyra. She's very complex. We know about her trauma, and her trauma didn't turn her into a bad person. Honestly, she was able to rise from that and become a stronger person. She has strong willpower. She has a personality of her own. She's witty. She's sarcastic, and she doesn't let things get to her. And I love her. She's so smart, sharp, and well spoken, if I may say. I like her. The show should have been about her and no Yuri. As I said, Yuri in the background, babe. Professor Four, I hate how Professor Four was made to be a victim. He's a fucking pervert. That's what he is. He's a pervert, not a victim. The friends. So basically, Yuri is a delusional girl who has a mind of a 5-year-old, and she is desperate to have people in her life. That's why she's keeping those friends of hers, and that's why she's still dating the wannabe idol. I forgot to mention that. Yeah, till the end, they're still dating. That's why they said they're going to be friends forever. I think I've already explained my concerns with the show until the end. I talked about it throughout the first 4 episodes, and even now I am so tired, I'm so drained. And listen, I hope I find another good GL, and I enjoy doing these sit down videos and talk. Let me know if you like it. Let me know what you think about the story. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button, and turn the notification bells on. Like this video, and let's talk about it. What are your thoughts? What do you think about the show? Did you like it? Am I doing a good job doing commentary on this? Because I would love to do commentary on other shows that I've watched. I mean, the shows that cannot go on YouTube. So have a lovely day, and I will see you in the next one.